Alright, welcome back. Today we're at CFM Off-Road Headquarters, Orlando. And we're going to be swapping this propane injection for something that's going to run a little bit better. The propane, it worked decent. It's still some horsepower. It was a little bit difficult for me to tune because it took a whole bunch more timing than I expected, but finally I got it straightened out, and then I just bought fuel injection and said forget it. So I got to change out the mixer, the heat exchanger and all that nonsense. Get rid of all that because I'm going to get rid of these inner fender wells because we're going to put a little bit bigger tire under this thing. The guys at the next lot over are paving, so it's going to be kind of noisy, but we'll get through it. So I got the propane tanks back here, and I'm going to get rid of them. They're a pain to have filled, kind of heavy to move around. You always got to have a spare in there. I'm going to put this fuel tank in that just came in. I got to cut a hole for it for the feeds in the floor. Run some lines. I got to drill a hole in the header for O2 sensor. Pretty much everything else in this thing is self-contained, self-learning. You basically get a little thing I'll show y'all later, a couple of parameters and whatnot, and basically let her rip. She learns, tunes herself, and runs good. We did one on Maribel's YJ. This is just a basic small block. It's got a set of Edelbrock aluminum heads on it. It's like 10.5 to 1. Maybe with this camshaft, it's a Voodoo off-road, super off-road cam. I forget the grind on it, but it should make like 300 horsepower on a good day. But it's all low end. But it's perfect for this little beater that I got sitting on 1 tons. Then a 60 in the front. I got an ARB air locker in there. 456s. Some leaf springs off of a YJ that had like 300,000 on it. They're like spaghetti noodles. They're perfect. It's got the 14 bolt in the back, set of XJ springs. It's got a Detroit locker in the back. Got some custom Harbor Freight ladder bar, traction bar, or whatever bars you want to call it. Some Bilsteins. It's got a SM 465 with a 205 transfer case. Basically a 80s Chevy pickup truck jammed in a CJ Jeep. Wheels pretty good. It's kind of a handful. It ain't like all these pretty JKs and all this new stuff, but keeping the drivers real, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna get started. Oh yeah, and we got a special guest. She's a little sleepy right now. That's Tilly, the Jeepin' Dog. She'll be making a trip to Georgia with us, which is coming up. A couple weeks. Got another special announcement to make there. But I also have a YJ for sale. You got to put a tranny in. I got the tranny for it. Just needs to be put in, but it's kind of back burner. I'm not really all that pumped up about it, but the thing's in good shape. It's a 93, and it's an automatic, but it's got air conditioning. That works. She's a clean girl, but I just gotta slap that tranny in there one of these days. It just seems like every time I go to do it, I find something more important to do, like waste time on stuff that doesn't matter. But one of these days we'll slap that in there and that'll be for sale. Looking for a good deal on a clean YJ, let me know. We got the buggy over here. This is an old 4-seater, 2.5 ton buggy rock crawler kind of thing. Popped the motor on it. She's a dirty dog. She's been sitting. But we sprayed a bunch of nitrous at a 4.3 and popped it. So I got a big block for it. One of these days that'll put the big block in here. And I like to take this thing out of state, Wind Rock or AOP or somewhere. But so many other projects going on first. Yeah, I guess that's about it for now. I'll check back in when I get some progress done. Alright, so we got our fuel tank laid out, cutting a hole now for the drop feed for the tank, and we'll get it mounted up, and then we'll start running some fuel lines and start mounting our sniper unit. Getting there. Alright, there it is. Tank's mounted. I'm going to run some fuel lines. I had to order some reducers for these 10 ANs. We got 3/8 hose, so we need number 8s. So we're going to put some reducers on here. Run a return, run a vent, up and out somewhere. So now we're going to start taking this crap off the inner fender wells. This exchanger heater deal. And we'll pull the lines out, take the mixer off, get ready to start mounting. Alright, so we got the old carburetor off. We got the little heater hoses bypassed. We just have to run the heater hose to the mixer regulator deal, exchanger, whatever the heck it's called, for the propane, to heat the propane before running the motor. But now we're not running any of that. We're not running heater core, so we just bypassed it. Got the old mixer off for the propane. Got the surfaces all cleaned up. Got the sniper unit ready to go on. Just like on a carburetor. So I'm going to need to pull this guy off for my booster. Holy crap. That wasn't going to leak. Right. Shoot everything out of the way. Nice and pretty. Just like that, she goes on there. Woo-wee. So everything is self-contained inside here. Fuel pressure regulator, dial position sensor, all that nonsense is all in one unit. I need an O2 sensor and a water temperature sensor. You're pretty much good to go. But get this thing wrapped up. Alright, so we got this thing about plumbed. We got it all wired up. I got to work on a vent for the fuel tank. pretty much other than that, it's ready to go. All the wires are zip tied up out of the way. I need a longer stud for the air cleaner because I put a new spacer on it because the old one was melted. But yeah, other than that, it should be all right. Should be just about ready to go. Let me turn the key on and see if we get any power to our deal here. All right, keys on, fans on. We'll shut that off. Turn the ignition switch on, and we got power. So now I just got to go through, set all the parameters, sets the idle, you plug in what kind of ignition you're running. This is a HEI. You got to plug in amount of cylinders and all that nonsense. I don't hear the fuel pump running, which is odd. I guess I got to figure that out, but I'm going to go through and set it up and get some gas, see why his fuel pump's not coming on. Go from there. So we're dumping some fuel in here. Just ran up to the store, got 5 gallons of Florida's finest. That should be just about it there. We'll put our cap bag on. And we'll go and fire this thing up, see if it'll start on the initial. So I'm gonna prime the fuel pump a few times just so we get some fuel pressure. Fans make all kinds of cool noise. Shut them off. Sound like it's primed already. Go one more time for fun. Yeah, I can hear it returning back to the tank now. Don't see no leaks. All right, we're gonna give her a shot. That's on. That's on. That'll do. Now, it takes a little while for it to learn itself and do all the things that it's supposed to do. So we're just gonna let it idle for a little bit if it stays running. It'll take a minute, but it'll get there. I know when I did the other one on the YJ, it took a while. It ran so crazy at first, and then all of a sudden we drove down the road, and it smoothed right out. Hopefully this one will do the same, because she's acting a little funny right now. The idle might be in a spot too. Stall. Let's see if it'll start back up. She didn't close loop, but that air fuel is fat. That's coming back down to earth. It says it's in closed loop, so I'll just let her figure out her life. Probably take her for a little rip. But there you have it. Yeah, there you have it. We got the fuel injection set up. Everything rattling, falling apart. But not this weekend. Next weekend we're gonna be heading out to Georgia. Meet my dad up there and bring him down a special surprise. But for now, I got some harnesses to install. Yeah, I got the top half of some harnesses to install. And that should be it. Get the trailer ready. Get the camper ready. Get all the fun stuff ready. And then we'll get out of here. So see you in Georgia.